This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses. I consider Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to be my arch nemesis. Even though I say this, I know we have one thing in common. That is, we both have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. For Grandpa Joe, that's because he is a bad person. For me, it's because I sleep on a mattress made by Novilla, today's sponsor. Meet their Bliss Organic Memory Foam Mattress. Perfect for those who want a cool, dry, undisturbed sleep throughout the night, made with organic bamboo charcoal fiber, excellent motion isolation, cooling gel-infused memory foam that fits all bed frames and is reasonably priced between $179 and $369. Perfect for if you want an inexpensive mattress for you, your children, or even for your guest room. Like I said, I personally sleep on a Novilla mattress, and it has done wonders for me. Throw out that cheap Walmart mattress you got in college and get yourself a mattress made by Novilla. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% on any purchase through Novilla directly. Become just like Grandpa Joe on a Novilla mattress today. Again, that's 10% off using promo code Schweezy. A reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. What is going on, my fellow Schwoke-lords? What is up? Welcome to yet another episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Welcome to the show today. You're here. You made it. We have an exciting, great show for you today. Almost didn't happen because I, in my planning, procrastinated getting everything put together. So it's great. It's a great time. It's a great time to be alive, folks. Welcome to the shit show. So Cancel Schweezy, you know it as the Lord's favorite podcast. It's the only podcast out there telling you that if you see a woman named Snow White sleeping in the woods, you shouldn't kiss her. You should get consent, unless 12 little people are give the consent. Is that the rule here we're going with? Well, anyways, regardless of the haters out there, all the haters, as I've seen so many people with who get 3 likes on their TikTok videos say, welcome to Cancel Schweezy, folks. Like I said, this is probably going to be our best episode today, best episode ever, or a shit show. It's going to be one of the two. Which one would you prefer, though? Which do you prefer in a podcast? Do you prefer the greatest podcast of all time, which is what we do make every week, or do you prefer a shit show? Preferably, I want to make the greatest podcast of all time, and that's why I'm here for you.
What?
So, welcome. Every time I press that one always makes me laugh.
What?
That one always makes me laugh. And I've also realized that a lot of the sound drops I do have for this show, a lot of it comes from porn. Like this one.
Oh my gosh, so deep. I fucking love it.
This one.
Daddy.
This one's not porn.
What?
That's what. This one.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy. Man proposes and God disposes. That's my hole. That's where it spits.
All those come from some type of porn. Gay and straight. I think exclusively gay and exclusively straight, and 2 of them are straight porns. The rest are gay. Except for the what? It's like softcore porn, to be honest with you. It's the Boyfriend Experience. The King Above 18. Go check them out. Anyways, though, what I want to tell you is I have music out wherever you stream your music. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, Amazon, YouTube. Any of those places that you listen to music, I'm there. And why not go celebrate with Daddy? So which one's Daddy?
Daddy.
So anyways, you go check that out. We have EPs out there. Ride or Die Volume 2, Ride or Die, which technically is Ride or Die Volume 1. An EP called King, a couple singles sprinkled out here and there, so why not go check those out? Why not be cool And go check out the singles and the songs that I have written, and you can listen to. Why not? Don't be stingy.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
You can also follow me on social media. It's where you can see me on the internet. That's what social media is. Social media is exactly what it is. You can see me on the internet. Post shit, post memes that I've made and other people have made, and keeps you updated on everything that I do in this world. It's at TheSchweezy, everywhere that you get social medias. You can find me there under Schweezy, at TheSchweezy. TheSchweezy. It's like I'm like Ohio State when it comes to that. Call me TheSchweezy. I think Schweezy was taken. Some asshole took it. But no, you go check me out. Go follow me there. Instagram. I got TikTok. I got Twitter. I got Facebook, where you can go check me out there. So don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. Come on.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
And why don't you go? You need to go check me out on all the social media platforms. Another somewhat social media platform is Twitch. I stream usually every Thursday. Sometimes other days, like the adult diapers. It depends. Depends on what I'm up to, what I want to play, and stuff like that. I'm trying to see. I want to start another Pokemon game, so hopefully I can get that rock and rolling, and we can go full throttle there.
Let's go full throttle.
So so that definitely go check me out on Twitch. Following me on Twitch is free, and then that way you can watch me do live streams. And you want to check it out when I'm streaming live, you don't want to check it out later. When it's live is where the fun begins, as Anakin Skywalker once said. And one thing with Twitch is really cool. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect that with your Twitch account. You get a Twitch Prime, which allows you one free sub every month, and the sub is a great way to financially support streamers and creators all across the world. And why not help out your daddy Schweezy with your free thing? It's typically a $5 deal a month, so typically a sub on Twitch is typically around $5. However, using your free one you go with Amazon, you get one free month. So it's a great way to financially support Daddy Schweezy and not spend any extra money that you're already not spending. And why let Jeff Bezos get an extra $5 when I could use it, technically? But anyways, though, there's a ton of free shit you can do, not including our Patreon page, because I forgot to get to that. Our Patreon page, you can go over and help us out there. It's a great way to say thank you for being a friend. Travel down this road back again. If your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. So you better go check us out on Patreon. But now I can get into the free shit. Free shit includes, if you're watching the show / listening to the show on YouTube, obviously hit that like button, subscribe so you get notified. And I think you're supposed to hit the bell too, or something like that. Yeah, so just go checking us out on YouTube. Still working tirelessly. Why do I feel like I'm saying that weird? Kansas trash mouth. To get that more up and going. We post highlights on the YouTube channel all the time. So one thing I know, there's some people out there who don't want to sit down and listen to a whole podcast, because everyone's a different podcast consumer. Some people like the video, some people like the audio. I do know some people only want to check out the highlights, which I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's why I make the highlights to begin with. Or like, you don't want to check out like the full episode, but hey, there's highlights you can check out too. It makes it really easy, and also easy to share with your friends, which I know you all are doing. It's like porn. You got to share it with your friends and family. So you see, it's a great way to help us grow the Schwoke Lord Army, and to get your friends on board with it, in case your friends are ever like, I want to get into this show, but I don't know where to start. And that's what the highlights are for, to help to recruit more Schwoke Lords, I think. Other free shit you can do, audio only listeners out there, obviously subscribe to the show, leave us a review wherever you listen to your show on. The reviews are great ways to help us infiltrate algorithms, for you to help me and everyone else here. This show isn't just me. It's all of us together. And together do that, and then leave a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 star rating. Just do that shit. That's all you need to do. Don't be stingy. Come on.
I like that.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
We hit the right one. Okay. Don't be stingy. So, I guess that's all I have to say. People, be kind to each other. Unless you're Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Don't be nice to that guy. He's a gaslighter. Anyways, let's get into previous week right now. What is previous week right now? You may be asking yourself if you're new to the show today. Previous week right now is the news filtered by me for you. The real news. The news that CNN or your local news station, Fox News or QAnon or QAnon or whatever you call it, what they will not report on. But I'm here to report on, and so I'm just reading. All it is I'm reading news articles. That's all it really is. And so I bet you're wondering how it got the name Previous Week right now. So it's because I'm going over the previous week right now. So as Phil DeFranco would say,
let's just jump into it.
Straight out of Newsweek, scientists to broadcast Earth's location to aliens, ignoring Stephen Hawking's warning.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Scientists have designed a radio message to be beamed into deep space that is meant to be received and, they hope, understood by an intelligent alien civilization. The message is essentially an updated version of the famous Arecibo message transmitted in 1974, which had the same purpose. Broadcast from the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico. The message consists of 1,679 bits arranged into 73 lines of 23 characters. The message was transmitted in binary code, ones and zeros. Once decoded, the message forms a visual graphic consisting of a stick figure of a human, as well as representation of our solar system, DNA, and Arecibo telescope. Now, scientists have designed a message to improve upon the Arecibo transmission called the Beacon in the Galaxy, the BITG message. It contains more information about basic mathematics and science than the Arecibo message did. It is hoped that these concepts will be universally understood by life forms of at least similar intelligence to humans. Matthew Chong, a physics and maths student at Cambridge University and co-author of a draft report outlining the project, told Newsweek extended from the 1974 Arecibo message and the 1999-2003 Cosmic Call. The main part of the BITG message contains a new set of graphical information in the form of images in special alphabets to represent numbers, elements, DNA, land, ocean, and human, etc., starting by an artificial header and footer that consists of prime numbers. Jonathan Zhang project led in scientists at NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory told Newsweek that the BITG message also depicts a group of cosmic landmarks to indicate the location of Earth within the Milky Way galaxy. The question of whether or not we are alone in the universe has tantalized scientists for decades, but efforts to find intelligent or even microbial life anywhere else but Earth have been unsuccessful. Some scientists think that that's a good thing. The late physics professor Stephen Hawking expressed concern multiple times about humans calling out into the vastness of space and contacting aliens. In 2015, Hawking appeared at an event announcing the launch of the Breakthrough Listen project, which studies radio waves in an effort to find out if any of them are artificial in origin. Hawking showed support for efforts to find alien life by listening, but warned against actively reaching out ourselves, using humanity's own behavior as a sign that aliens won't necessarily be friendly. I agree with Stephen Hawking on this one. I think I'm going to have to agree with him. Here's the thing. It's the Jurassic Park scenario to me. It's like, just because your scientists could doesn't mean they should. Wasn't that the quote? Because I'm just saying, it's like, if humans aren't nice to each other, I come in peace, it's not fucking a movie and shit like that. This is real life, and Stephen Hawking's right. It's something, I think there's some really crappy movie I watched forever ago in theaters with some friends. It was like aliens invading Earth, and like they compared it to Christopher Columbus, landing in South America and shit like that, and they just started killing, and it was bad. That was a bad time.
That's rough, buddy.
So yeah, I definitely agree with him. I don't think we should be playing God, and it's okay. I think there's probably intelligent life out there, but like, do we have proof? Real proof? Only if you believe what Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 says. And at some point, I don't know if he's all there. Sometimes I don't know if Tom DeLonge is all there. With that, I don't think we should be listening to musicians' opinions on aliens. Maybe we have better ideas that we could go to. So yeah, we need to stop playing God. It's like we went over a couple weeks. A guy had a pig heart or whatever. I'm like, I don't know. We shouldn't be. I've seen enough movies. I know this is a bad idea. I know this is probably something we should not be doing, and maybe we shouldn't do it. Maybe that's the lesson all along. Maybe we shouldn't do. If we stop doing things, the world would be a better place. You don't have to do things. That's the thing. It's like people are, you're like, I'm bored. I'm like, I don't know, play video games or something. Like, it's a little bit easier than fucking annoying people. Weird rant, but we will. Nevertheless, he persisted. It's from TexasIsLife.com. Someone just rickrolled the entire city of Dallas with a massive floating QR code. Never gonna give up this prank. Last night, as people partied in the city of Dallas, a massive floating QR code beckoned to them to scan it. After a pandemic where consumers were trained to scan QR codes to access restaurant menus, and the Coinbase QR code advertisement during the Super Bowl gave away free crypto to new users, without a doubt, thousands likely scanned this QR code. When someone pointed their phone up to the sky and scanned the code, they were taken to the YouTube video for Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, a classic internet prank known as the Rick Roll or Rick Rolling. The entire thing was a collaboration between Fort Worth-based Sky Elements and Rockwall-based Jared Gines? The guy behind the epic Nerf battles. The thought of a Fort Worth company rickrolling the city of Dallas is sort of perfect when you think about the history the two cities have dating back over 100 years. The QR code was made up of 300 drones designed to perform light shows in the sky and was visible to people at Reunion Tower and around downtown. According to Jared, this is also the first time in history a rickroll was successfully done with a floating QR code. I can't imagine anyone else is to do this. This is great. And also, I get the idea of a rickroll. It's just kind of funny because people apparently hate that song. Fucking love that song. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and hurt you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. I don't know. I like that song. And so it's weird that people do that. The worst rickroll I got was a friend told me to call this one number, and it was a rickroll number. Can't remember. I don't know what the number is. So it kind of annoyed me. I was like, God dang it. It's only funny. Yeah, it's only funny if you get the joke. I'm like, what is this song? But no, I remember one time I loved getting people. I think back before Facebook Messenger, I guess, would send out was actually show the link you were looking at, sometimes you post a video and it'll tell you what video you're watching. I think it showed, it just showed the link, and I just sent the link to someone, and he's like, I've never been rickrolled before. I can't believe it finally happened. And I'm like, I'm the king. They call me the foreplay king for a reason. Those two statements are not related. Anyways, though, if someone plays that, I don't know, April Fools and Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley are two songs that go together way too much. And also know that, what was, I think one time, I was in high school at this point, Friday by Rebecca Black. I guess one radio station played it for hours on end. Some funny shit right there. Yeah, maybe we should stop hating Never Gonna Give You Up, but this story's kind of funny. And so, therefore, we had to go over it this week on a previous week right now. Yeah. Okay, this is from People. Nate Bargatze jokingly wears helmet to present at Grammys after Will Smith's Oscar slap. Comedian and actor Nate Bargatze is poking fun at Will Smith's Oscar slap. While presenting at the 64th Grammy Awards pre-telecast on Sunday, Bargatze appeared on stage wearing a helmet while presenting in a nod to the moment Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage at the 2022 Academy Awards last month. Last month? It was last week. Last month. It's last week. Now, I want to warn you all that our next presenter is a comedian, if you know what I mean, said actor and host LeVar Burton said while introducing Bargatze. So I need to caution everybody, remain in your seats and keep your hands to yourselves, all right? Bargatze, 43, appeared on stage with a helmet telling the crowd, they said comedians have to wear these now at award shows during the joke parts. It doesn't even cover your face. I think it just focuses where you would hit me. All right, this is stupid. I'll take it off. Bargatze's album, The Greatest Average American, was nominated for Comedy Album at the Grammy Awards. Others who were nominated in the category include Chelsea Handler, Louis C.K., Louis Black, Lavelle Crawford, and Kevin Hart. The award was presented to C.K. and marked C.K.'s third Grammy win in the category in first since he admitted to sexual misconduct in 2017. Bargatze's Netflix special includes The Greatest Average American and The Tennessee Kid. During the Academy Awards late last month, Rock was presenting the award for Best Documentary and said, Jada, I love you, G.I. Jane too, can't wait to see ya. Smith's wife, Jada Pickett Smith, has embraced a low-shaved haircut after recently opening up living with alopecia, a condition that causes hair loss. Smith then walked onto the stage and slapped Chris Rock across the face. Oh wow, said a seemingly taken aback Rock as Will made his way back to a seat. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Keep my wife's name out. I'm gonna say it. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I think that's how Hen Dog mixes it. Smith yelled up to the stage at Rock after taking his seat again. Well, dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke, said Rock, to which replied once again, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I'm going to, okay? Rock replied before going on to say, that was the greatest night in the history of television and presenting the award. Smith has issued a public apology to Rock following the ordeal, saying, in part, I was out of line and I was wrong. The Best Actor winner subsequently resigned from the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts Science on Friday, claiming his actions were shockingly painful and inexcusable. Wait, did he resign? I know he apologized, but the Best Actor winner subsequently resigned from. I guess he resigned. Okay, I don't know what that fucking means. Anyways, though, I like Dave Bargatze. He's a Nashville guy, so we have a lot in common. Yeah, I think he. I don't know. I guess it's a funny joke. I mean, I didn't watch the Grammys, mainly because I know I'm interested in music, and I wasn't nominated for anything. None of my friends were nominated for anything. So, yeah, it's just industry people, just industry people celebrating industry people. That's all it is. Record labels and shit like that. I think the Grammys are a little bit better than the Oscars. Oscars, everyone's just sniffing their own ass. I just think like the Grammys are just like a weird subset of like the music community, and it's like weird. Like this is the music industry. I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah. Anyways, though, nice thing about Nate Bargatze is that he is fun. I like watching stand-up, and so it's like I can put that on with my parents around, and he's fairly clean, not because he tries to. I think it's just who he is. So that's some cool shit. And yeah, so I guess that's that. Our last article of previous week right now. Pete Davidson drives Kim Kardashian's hot pink golf cart to deliver pizza to Scott Disick in L.A. This is from Harper's Bazaar, I think. I don't fucking know. Yep, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are still very much still together, despite the fact that it's been a moment since they were spotted out. But Davidson just made an appearance on Scott Disick's Instagram story captured by Kim and Pete updates rolling up in Kardashian's hot pink golf cart, a Christmas gift from Kris Jenner to drop off pizza. Naturally, there were Postmates jokes to be made. This content is imported from Instagram. You may be able to find the same content in another format, or you may be able to find more information at their website. So, yeah. Some facts. Davidson is in Los Angeles using Kardashian's golf cart and chilling with Disick. But if you want more proof that the Saturday Night Live star and the Skims founder are still going strong, TMZ reported that she recently flew to New York City to visit him on set of his new movie, which happens to be close to his grandparents' house on Staten Island. After filming wrapped for the day, Kardashian officially got to meet them. Cute. They're definitely still taking things slow, though, when it comes to family introductions, because TMZ sources also noted that Davidson still hasn't met Kardashian's kids out of respect for Kanye West, who's made it clear he's not Davidson's biggest fan. Skeet. That said, it looks like West will no longer be speaking about his ex-wife or her boyfriend on social media, with a source telling Page 6... the great Page 6. For the sake of the kids, Kanye has told Kim he's not making any public appearances or inflammatory social media statements, and he will go away somewhere to get better. Meanwhile, Ye's reps told the outlet at this time Ye is committed to a healthy co-parenting relationship with Kim and is focused on raising their beautiful children. So I'm glad they are trying to do what's best for their kids, because I was worried for a second what Kanye was doing, the kind of guy Kanye was being. So that was a little worrisome for a second, but I am glad, at least that part's. I mean, the Scott Disick, you have to realize, like, the weird circle this group is now. So just think about this. Pete Davidson delivered pizza, dropped off a pizza to Scott Disick, who is his ex-wife, his Kourtney Kardashian, who's now engaged to Travis Barker, who produced and occasionally plays drums with Machine Gun Kelly, who's also good friends with Pete Davidson. And it's just like this weird group of people. And then Pete's dating Kim Kardashian, who's the ex of Kanye West, who is one of the greatest musicians to ever live. Not people, musicians to ever live. And it's just a weird circle of people. It is weird. Yeah, it is a weird circle of people. So, I wonder what life is like, when it's like dad's weekend, when Kanye gets like his weekend with the kids. They'd be on a fly on the wall on that. I actually would love to be a fly on the wall. Because I don't know how. I'd love to know what Pete and Kim are talking about. That's just, that's how it is. Like, I'd love to know what their conversations are. I want to know. Travis is a very smart, like, really cool guy. And then I want to know what him and Kourtney are talking about. Colson, MGK, if you didn't know. So it's a weird circle of friends. But I guess they say the love you make is equal to the love you take.
That's my hole. That's where it spits.
Did you know that 40% of the food in the U.S. goes uneaten? I did, and I don't think that is very cash money, considering $218 billion is the exact dollar amount being thrown away. But now, I know you're asking yourself, what can I do to help? Well, today's sponsor, Imperfect Foods, is here to solve that problem. Imperfect Foods is helping to prevent food waste, and so far, their customers have saved 139 million pounds of food. They're affordable and convenient, making sustainability more accessible. What I love most is that they meet a lot of different dietary needs. In moments I'm stingy with my diet, I always go full throttle on a low-carb diet. They can even hook you up if you're vegan or vegetarian as well. Here's the best part. When you sign up using the link in the description, you get an $80 credit. Holy guacamole from the avocados you can get from Imperfect Food. That is an incredible deal that you should be taking advantage of. So sign up for Imperfect Foods today. Help stop food waste and get an $80 credit. Remember, when you use our links and promos, you directly support this show. You all know that I'm built different. but I bet you are coming to me to learn how to be built different as well. The only way to be built different is to get yourself some supplements from today's sponsor, FNX Fitness. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport, and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. I also really enjoy their clothing line that makes you look good while working out as well. Another thing I love about FNX Fitness is that with every purchase, they donate a gallon of water to a child in need. Start working out smarter, not harder. By using the link in our description today, you can save 15% on your purchase. So go save 15% on some of the best supplements out there when using the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Recently, it was April Fool's Day, and I know some of you may be thinking, you're probably a genius at April Fool's Day. You probably got everyone. Now, to be honest, the exact opposite happened. I played myself pretty bad, and usually, not usually one to admit it, but
congratulations, you played yourself.
I really played myself. So like I said, so there's a couple things that got me. One of the big things that got me was this article. I just remembered I couldn't find it at first. Now I just remembered where I could find it. So now I'm going to pull that shit up. Here we go. Found it. Let me pull it up over here. This is great podcasting content if you didn't know. So this is what played me. Tom DeLonge announces return to Blink-182. Tom DeLonge, best known as the guitarist and frontman for Angels and Airwaves and Boxcar Racer, as well as former frontman to Blink-182, has announced his return to Blink-182. I've had a lot of talks with the guys lately, and it just feels right to return, DeLonge says. We will also be performing as a four-piece. I think that the songs Blink did with Matt Skiba during my absence were some of the raddest of the band's career. It just wouldn't be fair to kick him to the curb after all of his dedication to Blink. The band plans to meet up with producer John Feldman next month for plans on the band's new album, appropriately titled New Beginnings. Feldman was producer on Blink-182's album 9, which dropped in 2019. And then there's nothing more on this story at this time because Happy April Fool's Day. So I was not very happy to see that. I got really excited for a second.
What?
Because as long as you know, Matt Skiba is great, and I think he plays the songs really well, but it's hard. I feel like Blink-182 just has not been the same since Tom left the band. I mean, they've had some good songs, but it really just feels like Plus 44. Like this is just another Plus 44 album, kind of. Some of the stuff's like, some of it's okay. But I don't think Matt Skiba's to blame. And it's hard replacing Tom. He has such a unique voice, unique personality and style to, a new style to him. And Alkaline Trio is good. I don't have any problems with Alkaline Trio. So, so I don't know. Am I the fool? Because it looked very convincing as an article. It didn't sound ridiculous. And we also get to this point, which is very, very much a good point I've had to have. So you know how you're not supposed to pretend to be pregnant on April Fool's Day because there's some women out there. Women have decided this. Men have not decided this. Also, men, I will just say penis havers don't have to worry about getting pregnant. We have to worry about getting others pregnant, but not ourselves, if that makes sense. I do feel like an easier way to go about gender roles and be the penis havers and the vagina havers when you're just relating to penis problems, because women can have penises too. That's a fact, and it's also a fact that if you're a straight man and you're attracted to a trans woman, it's okay. You're still straight. Okay. If you don't really interested in a penis during sexy time, That's another problem, but you're still straight. That's what I will say. I had to do some deep thinking, some deep thoughts. That was the wrong one.
Oh my gosh, so deep.
But
I fucking love it.
if you're a straight man and you're attracted to a trans woman, you're still straight. So don't beat yourself up about that. Don't be acting all weird and shit. But no, yeah, like I guess I was talking about like it was when women have made the decision that you shouldn't be joking around about pregnancy because there are many women who have miscarriages, who have struggled getting pregnant. And some women, and I also have to assume the one that's unspoken, but also 100% true. Some women have awful children. Some women give birth to pieces of shit. And it's not good to remind them that they gave birth to a piece of shit. That's also a consideration that's silent, but I think we all get. So that being said, I kind of think joking about Tom DeLonge rejoining Blink-182 as I shake everything is worse than pretending to be pregnant as an April Fool's joke. That's how I think of it, because honestly, that ruined my day, and I was not too happy about it. And you know who else's day has a bad day? Women who have miscarriages. But sometimes, God, this is awful. Sometimes women get pregnant on accident, have unplanned pregnancies, and then the miscarriage is kind of like kind of work. It's weird. It's kind of worked out, but you're still kind of bummed at the same time. That's a fun gray area. Unexpected pregnancy that ends in a miscarriage. That's something to talk about. That's podcast material right there. I feel like I'm rambling on because I don't feel like I have enough content for this segment, for this section of the episode. I'm just rambling on, which this is why you listen to podcasts, right? But no, I would say let's make a list of what's joking about Tom DeLonge rejoining Blink-182. What's a worse thing to joke about? Or what's things that are not as bad to joke about? Like making fun of a woman with alopecia. I feel like fooling me into thinking that Tom DeLonge rejoined Blink-182 is worse than making a joke about a woman with alopecia. That's just a thought I have. That's one of my thoughts. You have thoughts too. Usually they're not as good as my thoughts. I'm a genius, and that's a problem. And it's sometimes you win you lose. You can't win them all. What other things? Okay, I know something that's worse than fooling me to thinking Tom DeLonge rejoined Blink-182. Pretending to be disabled and bedridden for over 20 years while your children and grandchildren work tirelessly to take care of you. And then your grandson Charlie wins a tour of a chocolate factory, and then all of a sudden you're not disabled anymore. You're the bad person there. I'm not the bad person. I think you are. I think you're the bad person, and I'm gonna remember this shit. That's worse. Another thing, I got fooled. I got played.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I saw a weird. This was kind of just out of nowhere. Wayne Knight, popular for playing Newman on Seinfeld, and he played that one guy in Jurassic Park. And he's in that meme. See, nobody cares. He's in that meme. That's Newman. I just call him Newman. Hello, Jerry. Well, hey, Wayne, how's it going? Well, Wayne, how's it going? He passed away. Like there's a thing that like rest in peace, Wayne Knight. I saw that. I was like, why? You know, I kind of feel like death is taking a step too far. Not as bad as Grandpa Joe, but yeah, you know, in my opinion, that's not very cash money of you. We should be better than to pretend someone died. Because then Estelle Harris? No, Estelle. I like to call her Estelle Costanza. Because that's who she was. The woman, she played Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story 2. And more importantly, she played Estelle Costanza, George Costanza's mother in Seinfeld. She passed away recently. She's now reunited with Jerry Stiller, and what a great crew. What a great group of people to play your parents. But anyways, though, don't joke about people dying. And the moral of the story, I would say, don't joke around about Tom DeLonge rejoining Blink-182. That's worse than pretending to be pregnant, but not as bad as pretending to be disabled. So until your grandson Charlie wins a tour of a chocolate factory, and then pretending you're not disabled anymore. So that's the lesson I have for you. That's a lesson for you. Okay. Next up, I think the last 2 or 3 episodes, I kind of talk about. I've had some stuff going on in my personal life, and I said, not necessarily involving me, but I'm involved, if that makes sense. And now is the inappropriate time, I guess. I can talk about it to you, to everyone here, everyone listening to the show today. This isn't a highlight, so this is only the full episode listeners get to hear this news. So congrats, good, so good for you, as Olivia Rodrigo would say. I just want to talk what's been going on in my life. Papa Schweg, as you know, father of me, father of Schweezy, Papa Schweg, not to be confused with Daddy Schweg, because that's me. I'm Daddy Schweg. He's Papa Schweg. For those of you who don't know, in my culture, the culture I've created, in a respect to your elders, most of the time considering your friends' parents, you go by Papa or Mama, and then it's either their first name or their last name, which varies depending on the person. It's person to person, because sometimes they have like a last name like Smith or something like that, and it's like Papa Smith. I'm like, that doesn't really fly though. So you go with their first name. However, Schweg is a good enough last name, you can go by that. So Papa Schweg. Who we're talking about today? Papa Schweg. We're talking about, I'm like rambling. Papa Schweg ain't doing so good right now. For those of you who don't know, I can now talk about it. I think it's the my mom's been posting all over social media about it. So Papa Schweg had a minor stroke, or a mini stroke, as the term has it. So yeah, he was he came back from, he was a track coach. He came back from like a meet, as they like to call them, meet. He at one point he just started feeling like kind of dizzy. His left side of his body was feeling kind of numb. So he, eventually at one point he's like, I don't think I can drive anymore. And then he's also like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And they live in middle of nowhere, or an hour and a half north of the middle of nowhere, as I like to say. So eventually he went to a hospital. Like he went to a good hospital. Like it's like an hour and a half away. And so he went there, diagnosed him with minor stroke. They thought he was doing fine. He just had to do a little bit of physical therapy and stuff like that to get back going. And then about a week ago, and then I was like, I've been helping him out with everything. And then I took him to like his physical therapist, and they were like, he was like, I'm feeling kind of dizzy and stuff like that. He's getting worse or whatever. And so they're like, we think you should go back to the hospital. So he went back to the hospital, and they didn't go to the one in town. They went to the big city one, or a bigger one for them. And so he's been there for over a week now, and having seizures, a lot of other things. It's weird because I don't get to hear from the doctor. It's like from my mom to me, and she's always kind of like a downer. Like she'll bring up like this person like you barely knew. It's like, oh yeah, they changed your diaper. They changed your diaper when you're young. You don't remember them? And I'm like, yes you do. Yes you do. And like, remember them? Well, they died. That's the kind of person my mom is. So like my brother like calls me like freaking out. I'm like, well no, and stuff like that. And I thought he was, I really thought he was getting better, but apparently not, because I went with him to the doctor's appointment the day before he went back to the hospital. The doctor seemed like said, well, it looks like you're kind of doing good. They told him he needed to gain weight, which never thought I'd be in the room when a doctor tells a patient to gain weight, but I was there. But I think he's having seizures and stuff like that. I saw him on April Fool's Day of all days, and he was really drugged up, like. We were not having conversations. I think he noticed I was there. I told the nurse he was not allowed to watch Fox News, which is a rule I believe all millennial children should have with their boomer parents, that your parents are not allowed to watch Fox News, because when you were a kid, they probably had channels and shows you were not allowed to watch, and now it's your turn. And if they do, my parents don't actually watch Fox News, but if they do, but if I do, I'll occasionally my dad just like flip through channels, just see what nonsense they're spewing. I'm like, why are you watching this? And a lot of consequences. So you could set it up so like a child block on Fox News is always a good idea. Anyways, though, and he kind of looked at me like he was annoyed with me. So I'm like, well, I think his soul's in there. If he got annoyed with me, I think his soul is in there somewhere. But he's also a guy, and so when brother, my mom freaking out because he doesn't seem normal. I'm like, I think he's on a lot of drugs. Considering he told me he had a hernia surgery, and he took the doctor-prescribed pain medication. This is the one time, the very time people take painkillers under doctor's orders, and it was too much for him, just that. And the doctor's like, he asked the doctor if he had to take it. He's like, well, most painkillers after surgeries like that are technically optional. It's just a lot of time you're in pain and you don't want it. And the doctor's like, I didn't just take regular Advil. Well, so I'm like, hey, I know he's not taking drugs easy. So I'm like, I could kind of see him yeah, he's hopped up. Anyways, though, he looks like he's making progress right now. If there's any other updates that are worthy to be shared over a podcast, I'll let you all know. But if you I know we got the Christians show up here every once in a while, even though I say things about just don't say shit about God. I just say shit about church and shit. Maybe pray for Papa Schweg. If you make sacrifices to Shrek like I do that for Papa Schweg. Or do your crystals, whatever you girls with big vagina bushes and armpit hair do. Whatever you do, keep Papa Schweg in your mind and send him cosmic healing or whatever the hell y'all do, because he could use it, and he's a stubborn man. So maybe you could also send some to the doctors helping him out. So he's basically got a lot of recovery to do. So yeah, Papa, think Papa Schweg. Also, since, I'm kind of, in the area where I'm helping Papa Schweg, I got asked to come back to my old high school, because the high school has now started, a guitar program, and so they now have, guitar classes, which is very interesting. If I was in school and they had guitar classes, I don't know. I would say by the time I was in high school, I was probably in a pretty good spot on the guitar, to be honest, TBH. But I think it's really cool. I always think the guitar is a super cool instrument, and so it's really cool that they have a class for guitar, which is always really cool. And it's not just the boring, a ton of boring shit that they do. It's actually looks like an interesting class to do. And so I came there and I showed everyone up. I showed everyone that I'm better than them, then I am the dom. I'm the dom. I'm a dom, and I'm better than all of them. No, they already knew that coming in. I didn't try to impress. I'm not trying to impress anyone. Well, I did try to impress them. There's no business like show business people. I talked to some of the choirs too. Get to see all my old music teachers, like walk through like my old high school. Like when I was in school, the difference is like my high school looks like a prison. Like it's a bunch of windowless rooms. Like pretty sure a majority of the classrooms have no windows, and it looked a lot cleaner when I was like walking through the hallways. I guess they're trying to make it not look like a prison, and I don't know. I'm like, yeah, there's a bathroom I used to take shits in. Good times. I eat Hot Pockets for lunch and shit it out later. So yeah, and it's very interesting because I graduated in 2012, which is now 10 years.
What?
Exactly, 10 years now. From like that, so I was like, like walking around, seeing everything, and it was a little weird. So yeah, I got to talk to the guitar classes, which was a lot of fun. They had like a beginner guitar class, which is like you barely got some calluses on your fingers. And they had like an advanced course, which is more like they're more self-led. Talking to their beginner class, and like I played them some Olivia Rodrigo, played them some Harry Styles. And one thing I think is important to know, guitar players, a lot of guitar players, like you have two hands. And a lot of times, like even guitar players, you're probably like a better playing guitar on one hand over the other. For me, it's my right hand. I'm really good at strumming and stuff like that. And their classes noticed it. Like, wow, it's like he strums really well and everything like that. And it took every fiber of my being to not tell a bunch of high school kids that's because of jacking off. I think, speaking of Tom DeLonge, I think Tom DeLonge said he can't play pop punk unless you jack off because you won't be able to play fast enough. Funny shit. So just some funny shit. And stuff like that. So yeah, I played them Olivia Rodrigo, I played them Driver's License. Like, I guess they're working on the beginner class, at least, working on like finger picking and stuff like that. So I was like, it's like finger picking with a guitar pick. And I was like, like playing like that. And they're like, whoa. I'm like, I'm a genius, I know. I played them Harry Styles, I assume. I was like trying to think of like songs. I was going to play them songs. I was like, probably don't want to hear my original shit. But I mean, they obviously do, but I'm like, I'm going to give them a little treat. So I know I'm like, what do kids like these days? I'm like, Harry Styles, I assume so. Olivia Rodrigo, I assume so. They're both great. So I played them a couple of those songs, and they loved it because it's me. And obviously everyone loves me. Like I told this story. I've probably told this story a million times, but what is a podcast if it's not telling the same stories over and over again? That we played. So my high school graduation, the seniors had to pick out like a senior song, and my teacher, the teacher who I'm speaking to her class, she got me into Fleetwood Mac, specifically the album Rumors. Still one of my favorite albums. It's a great album. If you haven't listened to Rumors by Fleetwood Mac, you better be a child. But anyways, though, so I wanted to do Go Your Own Way, which I think is like a perfect graduation. Like, you can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. Another lonely day. You can go like going your own way. Now, consider this, though. 1977, the album Rumors. What is it about?
What?
It's about the band cheating on each other with each other, and they wrote songs about cheating on each other with each other. That's what the album's about. But she quickly vetoed that for some reason. I don't know if that's the reason why. But anyways, we ended up doing Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. Now, she didn't know the actual title of the song was called Good Riddance. She just thought it was called Time of Your Life, which a lot of people do. Like, because they don't say Good Riddance in the song at any point. But I hope you have the time of your life. And the meaning of that song, if you didn't know, Billy Joe Armstrong wrote it about an ex-girlfriend who dumped him. And this is his song telling her to F off. That was that song. So, graduation, telling a girl to F off? Yes, approved. A song about cheating on each other and moving on? No, we're can't do that. I did play Go Your Own Way like 3 or 4 times that day. It's a good song though. I like Fleetwood Mac, so it's not a problem for me. I did have to answer, and they're like, "Do you have any questions for me?" And I assume they had music. I'm like, with this podcast, I'm like, you can ask me relationship problems too. I'll answer those. You don't have to be like that. They do not have to be music related. And I'm like, I honestly will answer it for you. So yeah, I guess one question I got, or I guess the teacher was asking, a lot of people are really good like at singing and playing guitar together, but they don't have like that confidence to like go up and perform in front of people. And so they're was asking me how did I do that? One of the main stories is I love being the center of attention, so that was never a problem for me. But here's the story I did tell, and I think there is a grain of good advice in here. Well, it's good. But to continue, I like to think about the movie It's a Wonderful Life, where George Bailey, he wishes he was never born, and then he gets to see a world where he never existed, and it's like everyone's life sucks without him, which, little cocky of George Bailey. Anyways, though, I had the idea with my life where everyone's life is actually a lot better if I never existed. And so you get to see everyone's lives just thriving and doing great. And at the end of it, I'm like, well, this kind of bummed me out. Well, what was the meaning of all this? Don't you see? You live out of spite, and you must continue to live out of spite because you have to live out of spite to spite others from their happiness. And I'm like, okay. And so I guess the lesson of what I was telling you, how to build confidence to perform on stage, is do it out of spite. I hope that's actually a good lesson. I don't know, actually a good it's better than there's probably some other things I could have said, but I thought that was a good idea. I mean, do it to spite others, and a little bit of that like fuck the haters kind of attitude. Yeah. Another thing, and the last thing that I was really happy to see in my journey to teach the youth of tomorrow, which was the main thing, is that when I was in high school, so this was like, so it had to be between like 2009 to 2012, somewhere in there. On all our jazz band sheet music, we just had like everyone had like a folder, and all their music was in it, and hopefully you had it organized in a place you can just pull out something really quick. That's how it was. I wrote bird jokes on every sheet of music, and you're like, not every sheet, like every piece of music, there was a bird joke on it. And the reason why there's a bird joke, like blue skies, because all the birds are dead, stuff like that, like jokes like that, Birdland, where birds go to die. And so I got to meet the kid who's the guitar player now in the jazz band, and I was like, hey, does the sheet music still have bird jokes on it? And he's like, yeah, it's on like every single piece of music. I'm like, that was me. Do you know the story? And I may have to go back for April 20th is the day that it happened. So it'll be an anniversary. I have to go back and give a speech to the band. But basically, to sum it up, a bird died. One guy was there, and he got jokes. He was the only one who couldn't take the joke. Everyone else involved could take the jokes, but he couldn't take the jokes. And, if you can't take a joke and you want people to stop making a joke, the worst thing you can do is to tell people to stop making a joke. The only thing you can do is go along with the joke. That's the only thing you could do. And this guy didn't do it. I guarantee you, it's 2022. This would be the 14-year anniversary of when this bird died. And I'm guaranteed if we bring it up to this guy, he would have a complete meltdown. It's that situation. We're 14 years later. 14 years later, he would still have a meltdown. So, that's showbiz, baby. Anyways, though, so yeah, no, it was fun going back to, it's weird going back to your old high school. And in a situation where it's not like sad to go back to your old high school. It's just, it was a fun situation. You gotta teach kids, tell kids stories of my times and about birds dying and telling girls to F off and doing things out of spite. That was the main lesson of the day. I can do all things through spite, which strengthens me. That's in the Bible, I think. And, yeah.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
When an enemy shoots at you, you pull out your Captain America's shield. When Doc Ock attacks you on a bridge, you control the nanobots from your Iron Spider suit to control his arms. So why are you allowing all these websites to store your credit card information? The solution to that is today's sponsor, Privacy. Privacy is the first payment product that keeps your personal information private while being even more convenient than using a physical payment card online. Privacy empowers you to protect your physical card information. Each merchant you share your card information with puts you more at risk to hackers or data breaches. Why not use a privacy card instead? By creating a virtual card with privacy for each merchant you shop with, your physical card is safe and secure. Privacy cards can be paused or closed at any time, preventing any future transactions from being authorized. Privacy cards can also be single-use, meaning they close after just one authorized transaction. One of my favorite ways to use privacy is for any service with a free trial that requires a credit card to sign up. But wait, there's more. By using our link in the description, you can get $5 to spend anywhere. That's money that you get to use. So start paying the smart way with Privacy. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Anything can be delivered to you these days. Beds, bananas, bricks, and even boxes of beans. But what about alcohol? Yes, even alcohol can be delivered to you thanks to today's sponsor, Drizly. Drizly gets all your favorite beer, seltzer, wine, whiskey, and much more delivered directly to your home. With their easy-to-use mobile app, we are getting one step closer to never leaving our homes. You know it's saying something when it is being praised as the Amazon for liquor. Drizly is my go-to app for getting all the booze I need so I can do other things. So using our link in the description today, you can save $5 off your first purchase through Drizly. Drizly has proprietary ID verification technology that it provides to its retail partners that allow drivers to scan IDs for more than a barcode to make sure the purchaser is over 21 years old in the US and of legal drinking age in Canada. Retailers on Drizly may have a minimum order or delivery fee, so using our link in the description, get $5 off your first order with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Okay, so it's time for Ask Schweezy, the part of the show where I answer the hardest questions that I've ever been asked to any human being ever, for any reason ever. That's what I'm here for, and that's what I'm here to teach you today. I'm here to answer all the problems that you have, and therefore, with that, I am going to solve your problems. If you got a problem, you can always DM me on Instagram at TheSchweezy or Twitter, or mail me. I don't know. I don't have a P.O. box. I'm not giving out my address. But regardless of the situation, let's
just jump into it.
As Phil DeFranco would say, first question we got. What is the best reply a woman can give to a dick pic? So, I'm very proud of this, but I've never sent a dick pic. And it's something I'm very proud of, mainly probably because I grew up Christian and I just know better. I'm smartest one I got. Because to the fellas out there, you're in a thought process like, I'm really turned on by this girl. I want her to send me pictures of her naked. How about I send her a picture of my penis? And women are more attracted to the man the penis is attached to. They want sexy photos, which is every picture of me on my Instagram ever. And that's why this podcast is on video. So women can just look at me and flick their beans or whatever they do. Whatever they do these days. It's like, I don't know how women masturbate these days. Back in my day, how women masturbated. So it's funny because the way this question is posed is honestly, in a sense where, like, I don't know if this is like a positive or a negative type of situation. And even then, like, I have been sent nudes before, folks. I don't act like I'm special or anything. I'm also unsolicited. I also want to say there too, unsolicited. They just showed up, folks. It's called having swag. Do kids even use swag these days? I don't know. And even then, when I received those, I'm just like, looks great. There's no good way. There really is no good way to reply to that. So, how do I reply to nudes? Like, nice. Terrific. Oh, no, I did one time. I remember this. I got sent a nude, and I texted back, Tony the Tiger, they're great. I'm so funny, I make myself laugh, folks. I am just that funny. It's also, okay, so I'm assuming, so if you want to reply now, if you want to be serious, not be a fucking goofball like me, or just like goofing around all the time like I do, if you have an iPhone, which hopefully you do, fellas, don't be sending your dick to girls with Androids. Okay, that's disgusting. But assuming you have an iPhone, like the normal people, you can like heart images and stuff like that. Maybe do that if it's a positive thing. But now there's also the question of this is unsolicited, which is a majority of dick pics. Ways to be a jerk about it is probably, I'm hoping the situation of what you want here. You do to get some girls who are like, send me a dick pic. I miss that thing, But and there's some chicks who like want to hold your dick while you pee, which honestly, it's like one of those situations. If my flaccid penis wasn't so sad, I would offer a lot more. But my flaccid dick is very sad. Like most flaccid dicks. One thing I've learned recently is that we all have sad flaccid dicks. Not all of us can have just flaccid hogs. You know what I'm saying? One thing, a couple things you could do. Send a bigger dick. Just Google big penis. And one thing you can do, I know on iPhones you can do this, Android's probably not up there yet. You can just copy the photo and paste it into a text message. Very easy. I like that. That way you don't have to save it to your phone. I always thought it was funny to send pictures of like a micro penis to some friends. Really funny. And then there's our friend Wood, who I like to send his picture of his forearm dick. That is a dick the size of a normal human's forearm to people, and it always makes me laugh. That's a funny thing you can do. Another thing, because majority of the time, you're not being sent a flaccid penis. You are being sent a very hard one. You could always troll and reply back. Why did you send it to me soft? And are you a grower, not a shower, and stuff like that? Just funny shit like that. So there's a lot of options. If it's positive, like I said, Tony the Tiger, they're great. he's like a solid one. If not, send another penis back or humiliate it. But that could turn on you if he has a humiliation kink, which I never got that. I don't like people being mean to me. That's not cool. I already get enough people being mean to me. Someone on TikTok said I look like a neckbeard today, so we're over that shit. Anyways, let's move on to our next question. Is it healthy to have sex with my partner 3+ times per day? I, 19, and my girlfriend, 20, have been just going at it 3+ times per day since we moved in together about a year ago. Is this healthy/normal? I think the funniest thing about that bit I just did is that, I clapped to like sync the video and audio together at the beginning of the show, and I realized no, I didn't have to do that. 3+ times a day? There's people out there who are like having sex like once a year. This dude and his girl having sex 3+ times a day. I don't even know if you're wanting my advice on this. I think you're just trying to brag right now. And to be honest, respect also. But so, I mean, if it's both consensual, how do you find the time? I'm more confused. Like, how do you find the time? Like, I guess, I don't know. I'm very upfront. I take antidepressants, so my dick can only do so much work in a day. There have been times I've been off my meds. I'm like, I could jack off probably like 7 or 8 times right now. But yeah, for me, I mean, it's like, I like joking me, like, I can last a long time in bed. But it's also like, it's because I take meds that my dick are like, hey, you got to do this a normal amount of time. Shit like that. The thing, I mean, obviously, if you're both consenting and happy and doing that, like, that's good. I'm just confused on where you find the time. How fast is this shit? Don't women got to be, like, warmed up and shit? Like, that's what, I mean, I'm the foreplay king, and that's probably why it takes, that's probably why I'm overthinking this right now. I'm like, 3+ times a day, where do you find the time? I'm like, because foreplay, well, I'm the foreplay king, as you would know, and therefore there's obviously a reason why I think sex takes a long time. Being the king comes with its costs. Shrek isn't that long of a... Shrek is like an hour or so. How long is Shrek? Let's Google that. How long is Shrek? I like how I'm talking about foreplay. I'm like, how long is Shrek? An hour 30, literally hour 30 minutes exactly. I like how I think that like you have to put on Shrek for sex or whatever. Like, I don't know why that came to mind. I don't know. The nice thing about foreplay, if you can mix the TV into foreplay, you could have watched some funny shit. Anyways, though, I've kind of made it a mention to. I think this was the beginning of the pandemic. I said, if you're jerking off more than once a day, you're probably just bored. Like, I mean, that makes sense. I'm not saying this is wrong. Anyways, the only thing I'm going to say here about your problem that you have, it's so awful what you have going on here, is that if it's distracting you from doing other things or whatever, that's the problem. I guess you guys just like fucking go at it and then quit. It's probably like 5 minutes or whatever. I don't know if she's coming, buddy. I'm gonna say that's probably a no there, buddy. If you getting it up 3 times a day, well, congratulations on whatever the fuck you have. I don't know if I even answered that question correctly. Is it inappropriate for a white person to have dreadlocks? It's a solid question. Because arguably, I would say, if I'm going to speak from the heart, there was a music professor at my school, only my freshman year, who wrote a book called "Play It from the Heart," and can't imagine it sold well at all. It looked bad. Just looking at it, somehow that guy had a doctorate in music, so I don't know. regardless of that, why was I saying that? Oh yeah, I was speaking from the heart. That's why I brought up that dumbass book. My heart says only black people are allowed to have dreadlocks, not for any racial reason. It's because of just how their hair naturally is. Yeah, that's how I say. Because if you didn't know, black hair and white hair, every race, it's weird. Every race, and mixed race is different too. Everything. Typically genetics, which sometimes genetics involve race, have different hair types and stuff like that. So like Asians and white people have different type of hair. Because you think Asians and white people, besides like color, like you would think, I bet the hair is basically the same. Like, no, it's different. I mean, black people, it's generally curly. It's not typically like straight and stuff like that. And then others, I don't know. But I've seen white people with dreadlocks. One example is a guy who I refer to as blue balls, who wanted to get dreadlocks. But he was also the kind of guy who didn't shower. He showered very little. And I think one of the main reasons, like he got pink eye one time, and like he's like, well, I don't want to take a shower. I don't want to like hurt. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the shower's the least of your concerns right now, buddy. And he wanted to get dreadlocks, and we think the main reason he wanted to get dreadlocks so he could have a good excuse to not take a shower. This is the kind of guy whose he's like, my mom said it's not healthy to take showers every day, which there's some merit to that, but also, there's some merit to not taking a shower every day, but there's also a merit to, there's a difference between not showering every day and not showering at all. I can't imagine he's taken many showers since I last saw him. I have to imagine it's under 100. I'm just going to make an educated guess right there. He's also he's like, well, yesterday we went to the pool. I'm like, that doesn't count. Anyways, though, he wanted dreadlocks because I think it was an excuse to not take a shower. Now, black people understand that you do still need to take a shower. You just may not be able to get your hair wet. That's the thing. Like I mentioned, black people hair is a lot different from white people hair. And with all that situation, black people should be the only people who have dreadlocks. White people should not. Because if you're a white person with a dreadlock, all I can say is you're automatically very smelly. And it's like people get an STD from having sex with you, even though you don't have an STD. That is how dirty you are. That is how disgusting and dirty you are. And there's like, not all people with dreadlocks. Yes, we're generalizing here. All white people with dreadlocks smell bad. That's how it's going. That's the answer I'm giving you. That's the true meaning of it. So if you're white and you're thinking, maybe I should get dreadlocks, don't. Are you the lead singer POD? Don't do that. Don't do any of this, okay? Yeah. Oh, God. What's the point of a butt plug? Is this supposed to feel nice? I know there's an anal G-spot somewhere, but not as shallow as a butt plug. Surely it's just uncomfortable?
What?
What? Why is this on the thing today? The only real answer I have to this question, is that if you're gonna do anal intercourse, all I know, there could be other uses. I don't know. I usually try to like get questions I have an answer to, but I assumed that butt plugs were for stick it in your ass. That's prep for anal sex. That you stick it in there, helps get everything stretched out, and a little more comfortable. That way, when anal penetration comes, it doesn't hurt as much. That's what I assumed they were for. Or if you have diarrhea, you keep it up there. It's like a little plunger, a little fun. If you've heard of the band Ghost Town Remedy, good friends of mine, what I really wanted to do when they released an album back November 2020, I wanted to get them like custom made butt plugs with their album like on it, like their album as butt plugs. I wanted to gift it to each of them because I thought that would be fucking hilarious. But as I learned on Etsy and other sites, I could not find any place that makes custom butt plugs, unfortunately. And that was really sad because I really wanted to get them like butt plugs of their album. That would be really funny. I'm gonna put their names on it. That would be cute. But yeah, I assume butt plugs are made to help stretch your butthole. And I'm sorry if I don't know anything else about this. I'm sorry I can't be perfect.
That's my hole. That's where it spits.
How do people end up in bad marriages? I don't mean abusive marriages, and I don't even mean marriages where someone's personality changes after a big life event. I think I understand how those happen to a certain degree. I'm not saying it's the other person's fault if their spouse is a leech, and I'm not saying it's okay to be treated that way, but I genuinely want to know, how do people get married before they even know whether the other person knows how to take care of themselves? It's not like getting married is a quick, hasty decision. I can understand if it was a rare thing, but these kind of stories are literally everywhere. How do people get trapped like this so often? I can like think of like a lot of examples that come to my head like immediately when thinking about this. I come from the Christian background, and obviously there's this idea, very clear idea, not certainly unknown, that Christians rush into marriages because premarital sex is bad, and like they want to have sex with each other so bad, so they get married super quick. Like 3 months into dating, they're like, I want to marry you. Okay. We have sex. And they're like, why is our marriage not working? And they're like, marriage is hard. I'm like, marriage is hard because you married someone you knew for 3 months. That's the situation. Like, you haven't known this person for more than a year, and now you're fucking married. That's the situation. And then you're like, now we don't really understand each other. How come? Because you barely know each other before you're going in. That's the reason why people are like, you're 28 and you're not married. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to marry the fucking first person I see. Divorce is a lot of more money. Divorce is a lot of money. So I mean, that's my thing. Like, I know at least in the Christian realm of things, that's one of many reasons. You said not because someone's personality changed after a big life event. There's that, but like the thing you have to realize is, people change over time. Just they gradually change over time, and the thing, sometimes people grow apart and people change. That's why I always say good looks are forever, but people change, but good looks are forever. So you have these people just like personalities change and they grow apart and like, oh, we're not the same people who were madly in love with each other to begin with. And now it's not that good. So, that's another big reason that happens to people. And it's unfortunate, but yeah, like I said, good looks are forever. And also, you should be getting hotter as you get older. People are like, oh, I'm old now. I'm not as good looking as I used to be. I'm like, bitch, we get hotter as we get older. That's just a fact. I think that's a fact of life, a fact that we have to live with. And, I don't know. Another thing, people are like, oh, marriage isn't a quick, hasty decision, the weird thing is, people get married young because they feel like they have to. And then there's also just, it was kind of, back in the day, it's kind of what you did. Like women couldn't have a credit card for forever or whatever. I don't know what year they could finally get one. So for like a woman, like you just had to get married, and as a guy, you're like, when are you gonna settle down and meet a nice young lady or whatever, whatever, like crazy cringy shit like that they used to say. Weird shit like that, like it was just expected. Like, and if you didn't get married by a certain age, you're like, you're just an old hag or some shit. My mom got married at 22. Okay, 22, which to me is crazy young. And she was the old maid of the family because she got married the latest. Because I have an aunt and uncle who had to get like parental permission to get married at 17. Shit like that, like crazy shit like that. And like that was just what happened back in the day. And now it's like, you don't have to do that. And it's fine. And people are like, why are you not married? Why don't you and grow? I'm like, yeah, I'm not. It's like, why are you on a divorce right now? And I'm like, shit like that. That's the thing though. It's like, would you rather get divorced a few times or married a few? Would you rather be in a relationship but divorced, or just wait for the one? Wait for the right person. That's the truth right there. Wait for the right person. You don't have to holding out for a hero or whatever they said in Shrek.
I like that.
Do you brush your teeth in the shower? Am I the only one? My sister says it's gross, but I think it's normal. I am a firm believer in brushing your teeth in the shower. You don't know, there is a joy peeing in the shower and brushing your teeth at the same time. It's so interesting. It's honestly a good habit for me because I used to not have a good habit of brushing my teeth, and now doing it in the shower, has really made me brush my teeth a lot more and a lot like more frequently. So it's really helped me out a lot. And you're cleaning everything. Why some people think it's gross is because like there's so many germs in the shower, but to be honest, like you'd be like, I'm scared of germs. I'm like, there's germs in everything. If you actually understand what bacteria is, there's good bacteria and bad bacteria. Bad bacteria. That sounds weird to say. So stuff like that. But I keep it in the shower. I keep it mine. I have like it's like this weird travel case or whatever, that encloses it. So I like throw it in there when I'm done, because sometimes if I'm cleaning the shower or whatever, I can get really, really, really hasty or stingy.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
So like that. I don't want weird chemicals on my toothbrush because that could poison me or whatever. But no, I think brushing your teeth in the shower, if you don't already brush your teeth in the shower, you need to start doing it. Even if like you're like, we'll have to take it out, maybe get 2 toothbrushes. I don't know. It's too hard to get the toothbrush out of the shower for your evening brush. But no, I'm telling you people, it's so convenient. And I'm also one of those people when I brush my teeth that I always like spill the toothpaste on my shirt, and I have to like change shirts. It's a whole ordeal. When I do it in the shower, it's not a problem. I just, it's just, if I accidentally get some on my bare stomach, I just wash it off. It's so easy, folks. And it's like a big part of my shower routine. And I'm telling you, you got to start trying it. It's the shit. Now on to our last question. What exactly does someone mean when a person has no personality? I read it over and over again, especially in the dating scene. People match because of superficial traits like height, lifestyle, looks, etc. And then one is let down because of the other person due to him or her not having a personality. What does he mean by that? So you're a woman who's been told they have a personality. I want to say, like, the thing is, like, I think what they're trying to say when they say you have no personality, because I'm pretty sure they're saying you, is that you're not an interesting person. You have a personality. It's just probably something along the lines of, I like wine, charcuterie boards, basic white woman stuff, or I don't know what your race is. So it's the idea of basic, like you tend to follow trends, and you tend to like trends, and there's nothing really unique or makes you stand out, which, it's okay to be boring. I'm telling you, it's okay to be boring. You just have to know you're boring, meet another boring person, and be boring people. When they talk about personality and stuff like that, it's probably like maybe your interest. Really, when they say no personality, someone thinks you're boring and you're not interesting. And to be interesting, I'm telling you, like, to be an interesting person, because I am, I'm the king. or at least I try to be interesting. I think there is a big thing to trying to be an interesting person, and because it's just a good idea. I mean, I'm in the entertainment industry, so I kind of have to be interesting, and then sometimes I'm interesting without even trying. Being interesting is hard, and it's a different thing, and I guess someone doesn't think you're interesting, but they may say you don't really have a personality. You're just you bore me. There's nothing I can find unique about you, which there probably is. There's probably something unique about you that you don't know, and you just have to find that thing and live by it. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who just I wake up, I do my 9 to 5 job, I go home, I put on Netflix, watch the latest thing, and then I go to bed, and I do it all over again, and I just do that, and I'm content with that life. And I mean, I'm not that kind of person who is into that. If you do, I'm kind of jealous of you a little bit. I wish I was like you, because I feel like life would be easier. Wouldn't need depression medication and anxiety meds and all this shit. But having no personality really is someone thinks you're boring. I don't know you, so I could think you're boring. But I think that's the truth on that. So, with all that being said, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. So thank you for checking it out. You finished it. We're at the end of it. You listened to a whole episode. You wasted your time on this shit show. So thank you so much. Like I said, hit me up on social media at TheSchweezy everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you can also check out my music under Schweezy. All the streaming services: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, D's Nuts, got him, and all that stuff. Go check me out on Twitch, where you can watch me play video games. And you have an Amazon Prime account connected to your Twitch account to connect the two, and you can financially support us without spending any more money than you're already spending a month. We also have our Patreon, which is also a great way to say thank you for being a friend and help us out financially. But don't forget all the free shit you can do. If you're watching the show on YouTube, you can subscribe, leave us a comment, smash the like button, ring the bell. And if you see our highlights, which we do post frequently throughout our show, you can always share that with your friends so they know what the fuck is up. And you also have the audio-only podcast listeners. Obviously, make sure you like and subscribe to our show on the preferred audio platform. And make sure you also leave a review. That way we know what you like and dislike about this show. And we also have a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 star rating you can give us to really help us out with everything we're doing. So, I think that's all I have to say.
And I really like that.
So, as we always end our show, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Hey, you just finished a full episode of Cancel Schweezy. Thank you so much. Wherever you are listening or watching this show, make sure you smash that subscribe button that we can get notified anytime we release new episodes. And like I said before, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.